So for the configuration of automatic payment program, we have already done this. So we use the automatic payment program, and for that we use the transaction code FBZP through which we make a use of the APP. So first we need to make the configuration in the FBZP, then we'll be able to carry out the steps in the APP. Now it is saying that if you want to start using the IDoc for sending and receiving or for sending the payment instruction to the bank, so in that case, what we need to do, we need to make the necessary changes in the automatic pin program configuration. So what are all those changes? Let's find out. We'll start with the step number one. If you remember how many steps we have in the IDoc, how many steps we have in the automatic pin program. So if we talk about the configuration steps of the automatic payment program, we have 6 steps. We have the all company code, paying company code, payment method in country, payment method in company code. Then we have the bank determination, house bank. So these are the 6 steps we have. Now we'll go through all these six steps once again with respect to the IDOC. Now we have the step one where it is saying that we need to give the information for the all company code. So we'll go to the all company code first. So some steps are not relevant for the IDoc, so we'll just leave those steps. Okay, so we'll go to the FBZP, and then we have the first step, that is the oil company code, and we'll go for the company code ID. It is 2183. We can go to the detail option. So here nowhere we can mention anything about the IDoc. So that is the reason we'll come out of here, or you can directly go to the paying company code. Else you come back, and here you will go to the next step, that is the paying company code. So within that also you have the option that you have a button. Through this you can navigate to the paying company code, or you can come out, or you can click on the paying company code. One and the same thing. We need to once again give the information for the company code 2183 and then go to the detail option. Now here you can just see we have the form button. We need to click on the form button, and you can just see here for the 2183. Okay, sorry. We are working on the company code 2184. We are working on the company code 2184. So here you can just see we have under the form, we have the EDI accompanying sheet. What is the EDI accompanying sheet? It is electronic data interchange. EDI stands for electronic data interchange. So that here we are going to mention here the form name of this EDI. So EDI form name will mention here, it is F110 underscore EDI underscore 01. So this we can also pick it from the system. So here I'm going to mention it is F110 EDI 01. So here if we just go to the international, we can just see here we have the EDI accompanying sheet. We can click on this and we can select the language. So in which language you want to have that accompanying sheet, you can mention here. So it will come as F110 underscore EDI underscore 01. So I'm going to save it, click on the save option, enter, and then go back. After that, we need to go to the payment method in country, click on the payment method in country. And for the IDoc, I have already created a payment method that is for the US country, it is 7. It is a payment method 7. So what type of information we have maintained under the payment method 7? Let's find out. We need to go to the detail option, and here we need to, like, I have given the ID, that is the 7, then I have given the description that this is the payment method we have for the IDoc. Now other information is going to be same, like the outgoing payment we'll select here because this is the vendor payment we are processing through the APP. Then the only difference here you will find, we have now the bank transfer. We have the bank transfer. If you remember, in the case of check, we have selected the radio button on the check. Then this posting information, you can just see we have again that is ZP and ZV. In case the payment will be processed through the APP, then system is going to generate the document type ZP for your payment document, and for the clearing document, system is going to give you the document type as ZB or ZB. Then you can just see here we have the required master data specification where we can select the checkbox. It is saying that the bank information is required. Bank information is required. So we know that, we understand what is the relevance of this checkbox. If we have selected this checkbox and the same information is missing in the vendor master data, then what will happen? System is not going to process the payment. And one more feature of this required master data is going to be when we are going to process the payment. So under when we have created the proposal, we'll be able to see the bank detail of our vendor. So if you want to make the changes before you do the payment in the proposal only, you will be able to make the changes. Now here you can just see we have the payment medium. So it is continue to be, it is continue here you can just see it is continue to be the payment medium program only, that is the classic one, but here will not have RFFO US underscore C, that is the classic one for the check, but here we'll have the RFFO EDI one relevant for your electronic data interchange. So this is the information we have maintained under the payment method 7. That's it. And after that we can just come out of here. We can come out of here. Now the same payment method if you want to assign to your company code, for that we have the next step, payment method in company code. Payment method in company code, we can click on this and we can extend that payment method 7 to our company code 2184. For that, we need to click on the new entry button. We need to mention here the company code ID, which is 2184, and then we can mention the payment method as 7. We can mention the payment method as 7. So for this combination of your company code and payment method, what is the minimum and maximum amount you want to define? You can mention here the minimum amount is 10, maximum amount is unlimited, and we can mention here the single payment for the mark item. So if we have 10 invoices for the vendor due on the same payment run, so system should make a single payment for those 10 invoices. Now, in case if we are doing the payment in foreign currency, so we can select these check boxes. Business, foreign business partner allowed, foreign currency allowed, customer vendor bank abroad is allowed. Then we can go to the form data, and here we can mention the information about the payment medium. So payment medium it is going to be, so we can just press F4 key and we can go to the international option. And here we can select the option as check management. Check management. We can again select the language as EN English, and we want to save it. Here we want to save this information. Click on the save option. Press enter button. Okay, if you want to issue some information, if you want to generate some information for your drawer, so you can just mention here, this is the payment instruction by Walmart, and this is what we want to save. So we can just click on the save option. We can come back, and then we can go to the next option, that is the bank determination. So before I go to the bank determination, we'll click on the house bank, because I want to create a separate house bank for the IDoc. And for this, we need to give the company code ID, it is 2184. So IDoc, for this IDoc, I want to set up a house bank. So we can click on the new entry button and we can give the house bank ID as it is CT84. That is the house bank ID I have chosen. After that, we need to give the bank country, it is going to be same. Bank key, we can take it as same. And after that, we can press enter button. So here, if you just see, system is going to give you your bank detail over here. Now, what you need to do, you can also see here we have the EDA partner profile. This is important for us. So we need to go to the EDA partner profile, and below that you will also see here we have the data medium exchange. So after the IDoc, we'll also working on the data medium exchange. So we'll find out how we can also send the payment instruction to the data medium. So here, first of all, for the time being, we can click on the EDA partner profile, and we need to give the information for the EDA partner. Now we can save this information for now. We can just save this information, and EDA partner number you can mention as a CT84. That is the number I'm going to maintain here. It will give you a warning message that the EDA designated partner has not been set up. You can just ignore this message and then save it. Click on the save option. Now you can go on the left side and you can create the account ID for this house bank CT84. Click on the bank account option, click on the new entry button. So our account ID is going to be, it is all 01 or 4 times 01, I would say 4 times 01. And this is a Citibank payment through the IDoc, payment disbursement through IDoc. So we can mention here the account number. So it is continue to be same. So we can take the same account number, or if you want to change it, you can change it also. So let it be the number as 10 only. Then we can give the same GL. It is 101. We can keep the currency as USD and we can save it. Click on the save option. Click on the save option. It will give you a message related to the IBAN. We can click on the no option. Now we can again go back to the house bank. Here we have the house bank. Now here you can just see we have a button for the partner profile. We can click on the partner profile button. Either you can click on the button or you have the another option. You can run a transaction code WE20. You can run a transaction code. It is WE20. It will take you to the same screen. This is a screen which system will take you. So I'm going to click on the partner profile. And you can just see here the system has started showing you the transaction code W20. So this is the screen relevant for the W20. Now what we need to do, you can just see on the left side we have been given the partner profile. We can find out the partner profile with the ID B, BP, GP, KU, LI, LS. So for the bank, we will be using the partner type as B. We'll be using the partner type as B, and you can just see these are the partner type we have already in the system. Now I want to create the new one. So for the new one, you can just see here we have the new entry button. We can click on the create button. On the right side, it is going to ask you your partner ID and partner type. So the partner ID is going to be same like we have given in the previous step, like in the house bank, if you remember, we have given the ID as 8CT84. Where I'll just show you in the house bank only. Okay, we can open another screen and it is F512. And for the company code 2184, it is saying that the screen is locked. Okay, fine. Now here we can go to the house bank CT84 and you can go to the partner profile, enter. Now you can just see here we have the CT84. Okay, so we need to further give the information for the CT84 on this screen. On this screen, that is the partner profile screen. So we'll have here the partner profile ID as it is CT84. So you need to have the same ID which you are mentioning here. It has to be same. Okay. Now after that, we need to mention here the partner profile type as B. That is for the bank. We are going to mention here the B. Likewise, you can just see for the vendor we have LI. For the customer we can use KU. So let it be the bank, and for the bank we are using B. Now after that, you need to click on the save option. Click on the save data. So you can just see your partner number has maintained by system on the left side. So we can see the partner profile, and under that we can see the house bank is coming as a CT84. Now further, what we need to do, you can just see here we have the option for this IDoc. It is a inbound IDoc or a outbound IDoc. So system doesn't know that if it is a inbound or outbound. So accordingly, we need to mention the parameter. So here, since we know that it is for the payment, and for the payment, because we are sending the payment instruction to the bank, so it has to be our IDoc. It has to be the outbound IDoc. So since it is a outbound IDoc, we will go to the outbound parameter, and you can just see there is a plus sign that is for the creation of the outbound partner. We outbound parameter. We can click on this plus sign, and here we need to give the information for the message type, basic type, and we need to also give the information to the port. Why? Because whenever the IDoc will get generated, where those IDoc information will be sent, so we'll be sending that information to the port, and from that port this information will be sent to the middleware, and from the middleware bank server is going to get information and process it. That is the flow of the IDoc. Now here we need to give the message type. So we are going to mention here the generic information for the message and basic type. So the message type, I'm going to take it here as payment EXT. So for the payment, we are using here the message type as PXT, pay EXT. And the basic type we are going to mention as it is okay. You can also press F4 key. You will have here three options. You can, or rather four options. You can select anyone. Let it be the ID as it is PXR 2001. And then you can just see here it is asking for the receiver port, which on which port you want to maintain this outbound. You want to create this IDoc. So I want this IDoc to be sent on my port. So again, I'm going to take a standard port because we are using a IDA server. So we can take the port ID as a UNI. Now in the real time, who is going to give you this information? This information will be given by the basis consultant or by the PI consultant. So PI consultant is known as project integration consultant. Project integration, and these consultants are also known as CPI consultant, cloud project integration consultant. And these consultants are well versed with the project integration, how this SAP environment can be integrated with outside server. So here we how the information can be sent from SAP environment to outside or vice versa. So I'm going to use here a port that is the generic for the IDAS server. It is UNI. So once we are creating any payment, so system is going to create a IDoc. System is going to generate a IDoc, and where that IDoc system is going to create or generate, so it will be generated on this on this port. The name of this port is UNI. Now after that, you can just see we have the option as outbound output output mode. So how we want this IDoc to be generated? We want to generate automatically. So we can click the redo button on the transfer IDoc immediately. Transfer the IDoc immediately, and after that, what do you do? So here we can double click on the port. We can double click on the port. So system is going to open a new screen, and on this screen system will just give you that okay, this port is relevant for which type of system. So here we have the ECC 6.06 system, and after that you can just go below. Here we have the outbound information. Now this IDoc is going to be generated, and that will be maintained by the system under this folder. You can just see here we have a physical directory for the SAP. So SAP owns a directory, and in that directory we can create the folder, and in these folder we can use the files which we want to send and we want to receive from the business partner. Now where we will be keeping all these files, we can keep those files in the drive. So this is the path we have for the drive. You can just see here. It is saying that when any IDoc will get generated, so this IDoc is going to be kept by the system under the drive. So it can be accessed through the it can be accessed. This is the path we have for the directory. It is the user SAP temporary, and we have a functional module. We have a functional module through which this IDoc file document number will be generated and will be able to access in the directory. How we will be able to access, I'll just show you. So for the timing, we'll save this information. Click on the save data. Click on the save data. Now I'll just show you how we can access the SAP drive. For that we use transaction code AL11. You can make a note of this transaction code. So it is not mentioned in my practice sheet. Transaction code is AL11. Transaction code is AL11. So we can use this transaction code AL11, and after that I'm going to open on a new screen. Enter. Now you can just see this is the SAP directory, and where I need to go, I need to go to this this path. It is user SAP temporary file. So you can just see here we have the directory for the PERF. So that is the directory name, and you can just see these are the previous IDoc generated. These are the previous generated IDoc. And if you want to go to the detail of any IDoc, you can double click on this. It will show you whole data. This is a EDI accompanying sheet. Remember the EDI accompanying sheet we have attached in the FBZP in our automatic pen program. So it is going to carry this data. So we can send this data is going to be sent to the bank, and you can just see here we have that PXR 2002. So that is how the system is going to manage this data. So this is PXR message type. Then we have the basic type which we have maintained as PEXT. So this is the information which system is going to maintain. Now once we will be also generating the IDoc, so that will come here and we'll be able to see it. Okay. Now I will just go back and we will go to the next step. So we'll just go back, and here we have the house bank. So now I will come out of here. Okay. One more information we need to set up in our house bank, and that is related to the partner profile only, where it is to be set up within the house bank. So for this, we'll enter here the transaction code F512. Company code is going to be 2184, and after that we can go to the house bank and we can go to the EDA partner profile. You can see here we have a button called EDA partner method. So whatever the payment method you have chosen for the IDoc, so you need to mention that payment method under this option called EDI payment method. So you need to click on this, and after that you need to click on the new entry button. Click on the new entry button. So since we will be start using the payment method 7 for sending the IDoc to the bank, so we'll make a use of the payment method 7. So I'm mentioning here the payment method as 7. Press enter button, and after that we can save it. Click on the save option, and then we can come out of here. Then after that, the configuration related to the IDoc is completed. Now we'll do the testing. So we'll do the user testing. And for this, what we need to do, okay, one step is left, that is within the automatic print program only. So we'll go to the FBZP. Actually, we have not maintained the information for our new payment method under the bank determination. So that is what we will be mentioning under the bank determination. So here we can click on the bank determination, and we need to select our company code, which is 2184, and after that we can select this paying company code. We can go on the left side, we can see here we have the ranking, bank account, and available amount. So we can go to the ranking order, and we can click on the new entry button, or what you can also make a use of the existing data. So we can click on the copy as option. So what we need to mention here, we need to mention the new payment method, which is 7 for the IDoc. Currency is going to be same, ranking is going to be same, and the Citibank we can now we have a new house bank, and the ID we have created as CT84. CT84. So we can press enter button. Now what next we need to do? So I'm going to save it. Click on the save data, and further we'll go to the bank account. Here also we'll create a unique combination of payment method, then house bank, currency, account ID, and GL. So I'm going to click on the copy as option. So my house bank ID is going to be CT84. Then my payment method is 7. Currency is going to be same USD, and account ID is going to be same 4 times 01. GL is also going to be same 200,101. So we can press enter button, and we can also see the earlier house bank detail, and we can save it. Click on the save option. Then we have the last step as available amount in this bank selection. We can double click on the available amount. So like you have maintained the information for your first house bank CT1, same way you can mention the information for this house bank you have created as CT84. That's it. So we are done with the configuration. Now let's do the testing. For the testing, here it is saying that you should have some invoice, so that invoice you can process through the IDoc. So here what we can do, okay, so since we have created a new payment method, so we should assign this new payment method in the vendor master data. How we can assign it? So we can make the changes in the vendor master data, and for that we use transaction code XK02. We use transaction code XK02. We have our vendor, it is NV201. We have the company code ID, it is 2184, and after that we can assign the payment method under the second segment, that is the company code data. And we have 4 tabs here, but we need to go to the payment tab only, that is the payment transaction. We can select this tab, or we can select this checkbox and then press enter button. So system will take us to the payment instruction tab. Now on this you can just see we have already assigned the payment method check. So along with this we can also assign the payment method 7, that is the IDoc. Now you can just see system has started showing you a new payment method for your company code, which is IDoc 7. Now I'm going to save it, and we can also see here that multiple payment method we can assign to the same vendor. Now what next we have here, that is saying that after you assign your payment method to the vendor master data, so we can check for the same vendor we have any open invoice which we can process through the IDoc. No, we don't have any invoice, so I'm going to create an invoice. For the creation of the invoice, we have the transaction code F-43.